Welcome back, Radiant Soul. I'm Luna Celestine, and if you've found your way to this message, know this. The universe brought you here for a reason. Have you ever felt it, Leo? That strange tension when you walk into a room, eyes glance over but linger a second too long. Compliments come, but they feel hollow, like echoes instead of true voices. Somewhere deep inside, a question forms. Why does my presence make others uncomfortable? And more importantly, why does someone so close to me seem off? Let's begin with the truth you may already sense, but haven't dared to name. You were born under the sun, Leo, not just ruled by it astrologically, but infused with its essence. You don't just light up a room, you are the light. Your authenticity isn't something you perform, it's something you are. That effortless confidence, that unwavering sense of self, it's magnetic, it's powerful. And yes, it's unsettling to those who have forgotten how to live from their own center. But here's the part that stings. Your brilliance doesn't just attract admiration, it triggers envy, and not the kind rooted in jealousy over what you own or what you've achieved. This goes deeper. What others envy in you is who you are when you're most free. Because in a world that rewards masks, Leo, your raw truth is an act of rebellion. And this is where the shadows begin to whisper. In the next few moments, I'll reveal what the stars are uncovering, including a specific warning about someone in your inner circle, possibly a family member, whose envy may be hidden beneath a smile. You'll learn how to spot the subtle signs, how to protect your radiant energy, and how to move forward with both clarity and compassion. Because the question isn't just who envies you, it's why now? And what is the universe asking you to awaken to before it's too late? Stay with me, Leo. What's coming may shift the way you see your past and transform how you navigate your future. Let's go deeper now, Leo, into the quiet terrain where envy hides, not in loud confrontations, but in the subtlest gestures. Because the most dangerous energies aren't always shouted, they're whispered behind warm smiles and cloaked in concern. You may have noticed it before, a compliment that feels more like a jab. You're really doing well. Maybe too fast, don't you think? Or the lingering hesitation in someone's eyes when you share good news, as if your success somehow made them smaller. These aren't coincidences. These are the fingerprints of envy dressed in politeness. The truth is, envy rarely shows up as open hostility. Most often it arrives disguised as worry, advice, or just looking out for you. Someone might question your decisions under the guise of care, asking if you're sure, if maybe you should slow down, if this dream of yours is too risky. But underneath it all lies a single silent truth. Your expansion threatens the parts of them that chose safety over growth. And sometimes it's not what's said, it's what's left unsaid. How they shift the conversation when you speak of your wins, how they hesitate to celebrate you, how they remind you of your past mistakes just when you're beginning to rise. These patterns are not random. They are energetic echoes of those who, deep down, feel overshadowed by your light. And this is why awareness is crucial, because what begins as subtle emotional erosion, small doubts seeded in your mind by those you trust, can grow into self-limitation. You start second-guessing yourself, dimming your joy to make others comfortable, shrinking not because you failed, but because someone else couldn't handle your shine. But here's the cosmic turning point. Leo, once you recognize these patterns, you gain the power to stop them. And as we move forward, I'll guide you through the exact steps to do just that. Not through anger or confrontation, but with wisdom, grace, and boundaries that honor the royalty you are. In the next part of this message, we'll talk about a specific person, someone close, someone you may even consider family, who may be unconsciously or deliberately feeding this doubt. The stars are revealing their energy now, and it's time you saw it too. Are you ready to look past the mask, and see the truth that's been standing in front of you all along. And now, Leo, we arrive at the part of this message that requires your full presence and your deepest intuition. The cosmos doesn't speak in riddles for no reason. When it chooses to illuminate hidden truths, it does so with purpose. And this time, it's personal. Under the current alignment of the Sun, your celestial ruler, forming a charged and revealing aspect with Pluto, the planet of secrets, transformation, and the underworld of human emotion, a powerful message is emerging from the shadows. This is no ordinary astrological moment. It is a cosmic unveiling, a spotlight cast upon the relationships closest to your heart. And it brings with it a warning. There is someone within your inner circle, perhaps a blood relative, or someone so close they feel like family, who has been silently, subtly, and perhaps unconsciously working against your light. This is not someone who openly opposes you. In fact, it is precisely their closeness, their warm smile, and their apparent support that makes this energy so hard to recognize. They may clap for your successes, offer encouragement, even appear proud of you. But somewhere behind the applause, there is a resentment they cannot name. And this resentment has begun to manifest as energetic sabotage. It doesn't always come through obvious betrayal. Sometimes it shows up in the way they question your plans, with just enough doubt to plant a seed of uncertainty. Sometimes it's in the way they casually mention your past missteps, right as you're about to take a leap. Or the way they steer others in the family to worry about you, masking their envy as collective concern. These are not random moments, they are patterns. And when Pluto is involved, the universe is inviting you not just to notice them, but to transform your response to them. But let's be clear, Leo, this is not a call for confrontation or blame. The person acting from this space of envy is not necessarily cruel or malicious. More often they are wounded. They see in you everything they were too afraid to become. Your courage reflects their hesitation. Your freedom reminds them of the times they chose comfort over truth. And instead of facing their own pain, they cast it outward onto you. This is why you must move forward with both discernment and compassion. Not to excuse their behavior, but to stay anchored in your own truth without being pulled into emotional chaos. Because in the chapters ahead, the stars show you stepping into greater visibility, greater influence, greater impact, and the energy you carry must not be entangled in unresolved dynamics that dim your potential. In the next part of this journey, I'll show you how to draw boundaries like a true lion, with strength, with elegance, and with an unshakable loyalty to your divine path. Because no one, not even family, has the right to shrink your soul's purpose. And now, the universe is asking, are you ready to rise above the shadows and protect your light like never before? So now, Leo, with truth revealed and shadows named, the next step is not retaliation, it is reclamation. This is not a battle to be fought with anger, nor a wound to obsessively reopen. This is a moment to remember who you are at your core, the heart of the zodiac, the sovereign who leads not with force, but with inner alignment and luminous authority. The first piece of guidance is this: you do not need to confront this person directly. In fact, doing so may only deepen the wound, theirs and yours. When someone is acting from envy, they are often not even conscious of it. If you try to hold up a mirror to someone not ready to see, they will only deflect, or worse, lash out. Instead, draw upon the quiet strength of your sign. Like the sun, you do not need to explain your light. You simply need to shine with clarity and consistency. Start by gently but firmly withdrawing the access they once had to your most sacred dreams. Become discerning about what you share, when you share it, and with whom. Not every plan needs an audience. Not every vision needs validation. You can love someone and still choose to protect your future from the weight of their doubts. And when the familiar comments surface, the veiled concerns, the subtle jabs disguised as advice, Meet them not with defensiveness, but with grace. Use neutral yet unwavering language such as, "I appreciate your concern, but I trust my intuition on this." Or, "That may be how you see it, but I feel strongly that this is the right direction for me." These statements don't attack, they don't argue, but they draw a clear line, one that says, "I hear you, but I choose me." But beyond the words, Leo, comes the deeper work. Energetic sovereignty every day. Especially when you are around this person or any draining environment, take a quiet moment to center yourself. Visualize a radiant golden light, the color of your ruler, the sun, rising from within your chest and slowly expanding outward. Let it wrap around your entire body like a warm, luminous shield. See it not as a wall, but as a filter, one that transmutes any energy directed at you, returning it not in anger, but as a softened, neutral current. This is not just imagination, this is ancient energy work, a spiritual armor forged in love, because true power is not in closing your heart, it is in keeping it open without allowing it to be pierced. And as we move into the final part of this message, I'll guide you through what lies ahead in the coming months, the heightened opportunities, the tests that will tempt you to play small again, and how to stay rooted in your purpose, even when others try to dim it. This journey isn't just about guarding your light, Leo, it's about learning how to amplify it, without apology. Beloved Leo, let us lift the veil beyond the personal, beyond the wounds, beyond even the people involved, and step into the realm of soul truth. Because envy, in its rawest spiritual essence, is not a reflection of your failure. It is, paradoxically, a confirmation of your light. Yes, you heard that right. Envy is not a curse upon you. It is a mirror held up to the divine spark you carry. It's the world's unconscious way of acknowledging that something about you is awake, alive, and unapologetically radiant. People do not envy what they do not notice. They envy what stirs something inside them, something they may have buried, forgotten, or believed was impossible for themselves. This is why your presence can feel so triggering to others. Not because you intend harm, not because you seek praise, but because your very being, your courage to live authentically, your refusal to blend in, your devotion to joy, becomes an unspoken challenge to those who have compromised their own light. Your existence becomes a reminder of paths not taken, truths not spoken, and passions not pursued. And yet, Leo, this is not a reason to shrink. In fact, this is your calling. You did not come into this lifetime to fit in quietly. You came with the heartbeat of the sun, not just to succeed, but to illuminate, not to dominate, but to inspire. The spiritual purpose of Leo is not egoic self-glorification. It is radiant leadership rooted in heart-centered truth. When you live from this place, when your authenticity becomes an offering rather than a performance, your very life becomes a lighthouse for others lost in fog. So when envy arises, do not take it personally. Do not internalize the discomfort of others as proof you must tone yourself down. Instead, breathe deeply into your chest, the sacred chamber ruled by your sign, and remember, you were not made to be palatable. You were made to be powerful. In this higher light, envy loses its sting. It becomes a spiritual initiation, a reminder that your energy is potent, needed, and divinely designed to wake others up, even if it makes them uncomfortable. The shadows you stir are not yours to carry. They are proof that you are doing your soul's work simply by being fully, unflinchingly you. And in the next part of this message, we will look ahead into the months where your influence expands, where your visibility increases, and where the universe begins to open doors that match your rising vibration. But with that visibility comes a sacred responsibility to remain anchored in truth, even when others try to pull you back into silence. Are you ready, Leo, to live as the light you were born to be? no longer apologizing for your fire, but using it to ignite a greater collective awakening as we step beyond the present and into the sacred arc of what lies ahead, Leo. The stars begin to shimmer with a message of expansion, but also of initiation. Between September and November, a powerful cycle opens for you, one that holds within it the keys to greater influence, amplified visibility, and long-awaited recognition. These are not mere chances. These are divine invitations, the kind of moments your soul has been preparing for across lifetimes. You may find yourself being seen in new ways, whether it's through your work, your creative voice, your leadership, or the depth of your presence in a space. Opportunities may arise suddenly, a platform that widens, an audience that multiplies, or a project that finally receives the light it deserves. The energy around you will not whisper anymore. It will declare, and in doing so, it will call you to rise fully into your potential. But with every elevation comes a task, and the task that walks beside this growth is not about failure. It is about fear. Specifically, the fear of being seen in your wholeness and the old pattern of dimming your light to avoid discomfort, criticism, or envy from others. The same people who once questioned your path may return, not to cheer, but to reawaken your doubt. And the voice that lives inside you, the one conditioned by years of subtle silencing, may whisper, "Don't shine too brightly, don't make others uncomfortable, don't fly too far." But Leo, this time you must not listen, because these next months are not just a timeline, they are a portal, a cosmic window through which your destiny is asking to emerge more boldly than ever before. And the only thing that can close that window is your hesitation. You must stand rooted in your light, even when the room feels too dim to hold it. You must speak your truth, even if your voice shakes. You must follow the rhythm of your soul, even if others don't understand the melody. The universe is not asking for perfection. It is asking for presence, for the version of you that does not shrink in the face of discomfort, but radiates anyway. And so, as this cycle approaches, ask yourself, who am I when I'm no longer afraid of being seen? Who am I when I stop negotiating my brilliance for belonging? In the final part of this message, I'll walk with you through the tools and daily practices that will anchor you in this next phase of your journey, spiritually, energetically, and emotionally, so that you rise not with force, but with grace. Because Leo, the crown is already yours. The only question now is whether you are ready to wear it without apology. And now, radiant soul, as we come to the close of this message, I want you to take a deep breath, not just into your lungs, but into the sacred center of your being, your heart, the space ruled by Leo, the throne from which your truest power rises. You didn't come here to play small. You didn't come to silence your voice or tame your fire just so others could feel more comfortable in your presence. You came into this life with solar light in your bones, and whether the world is ready for it or not, your soul has chosen this moment to rise. Yes, others may envy you, some may misunderstand you, and a few, even those closest to you, may attempt to dim what they cannot match. But none of that defines you. What defines you is how you respond. Will you shrink, or will you stand? Will you armor up in fear, or open in truth? This is your time, Leo. The coming months will ask more of you, more courage, more clarity, more commitment to your own light. And with every step forward, you will not only expand your own life, you will awaken something dormant in others. Your authenticity is permission. Your radiance is a roadmap. Your fire is the signal that it is safe and sacred to be fully alive. To walk forward now, not to prove anything, not to win anyone, but to become the version of you that has always lived inside, waiting for this moment. And as always, if this message spoke to your soul, share your story in the comments. Let your voice be part of the collective roar, Subscribe, activate the bell, and join me here each week as we continue walking together, heart to heart, light to light. You were born for this, Leo. Now go shine without apology.